All I have is the clothes that I'm wearing, the shoes on my feet, and an iPod, and that's it.
Robert Remley's trailer has just been washed away by the Scoharie Creek.
My home is gone as far as I know. Brand new, just put in last year, brand new deck.
For Stacy Robeson, her home was intact, but that was the least of her worries. As of Sunday afternoon, her family and friends were trapped in the Prattsville firehouse, which was completely surrounded by water.
I don't know if they're on the roof, but they're in the second floor. All of them are scared. I know I have other friends and stuff like that. I know that are there. They've texted me a couple times.
Stories like these could be found all along the Scoharie Creek Sunday as Tropical Storm Irene passed over upstate New York. North of Prattsville in Gilboa, sirens alerted people to the possibility of the dam overflowing.
I didn't think it would get this bad. The power and the phones went off all at once. So I left the house, and as I wanted to get closer to check the water level because I could hear the volume of the water getting louder.
Thankfully, the Gilboa Dam did not breach, but its regulators say the rainfall flooded it to record levels, taking people's homes and possessions with it.
There was a house that sat here on the corner, and that house was basically taken down along with all the others.
Back in Prattsville, it's not just a section of the community affected, but pretty much the whole town found itself underwater.
The roadway is completely tore up. Some of the roadway is washed away. The bridge foundation is starting to crack. It's pretty bad down there.
So from the stories we've brought you today, you can definitely see that some people are still without homes, and they've found shelter in places like this, a Red Cross shelter here in Delaware County. So they definitely have a long road ahead of them. But for now, though, that's the very latest from Delaware County. Megan Cruz, YNN. And this is what the town of Prattsville looks like just a day after Tropical Storm Irene hit the area. As you can see, flooding was the real issue here. The whole town has just been devastated. Trees uprooted, houses underwater, businesses just flooded all through. Look at this house right here is what you're seeing. This is just one of the many. Just yesterday we were here and the town was completely flooded. We took a talk with some of the people that we came across this morning, and this is what they had to say.
Our kids are fine. They weren't here. You know, they're in Oneonta, and it's everybody else in this town that's hurting. You wrote it. You saw it.
Is this your home as well, or
no? It's just our business.
As you can see, a lot of the water has receded. That's why you see emergency crews here, families here, business owners here, trying to recover some of what they can from what they lost yesterday. Reporting in Prattsville, Megan Cruz, YNN.
We've never had a flood like this before.
I thought it was just going to take me away. It was that strong.
The whole town is destroyed.
This is what's left of the town of Prattsville, which has been washed away by the flooded Scoharie Creek.
I think that was Briggs's place. That's totally demolished.
But that's nothing like what happened to Dave Reichard's house down the road.
It was a shambles. It looked, like I said, like the Titanic. It's just like a sunken ship. You know, insult to injury. Look, I see a tree fell on it too. I mean, yeah.
Cracked walls, broken glass, wet furniture. They're actually talking about this house possibly coming down. It's basically leaning already. But Dave says that this isn't the worst he's seen in town.
When I first went in the trailer park, it was unbelievable because there was trailers floated away and there were also trailers burning.
One of those trailers belonged to Alyssa Ballard, who's 9 months pregnant.
I was scared. I ran back to the trailer and held on to the side of the house, and I told my boyfriend I couldn't do it. And he's like, you have no choice. You got to walk through it.
At least she got away before the water surrounded her. Johnny Esquivel was staying at this motel in town and was trapped inside for several hours Sunday.
It was a horrible experience we went through because water was going everywhere, houses were going around us, and cars were getting tossed like little toys.
A Prattsville firefighter says 31 people were rescued that day. The good news is that all 800 residents have since been accounted for. People say despite the flood, they plan to stay in town.
It's got to be in the hills here, you know. I might move back up in the hills, a little higher ground maybe.
So what's left now is a long road of recovery. What fire officials and town officials are trying to do is assess the structural integrity of houses as well as this bridge you see behind me. What they're afraid of is that this bridge has been compromised beyond repair. So that's something we'll be keeping you informed of, as well as how this town plans to rebuild. Reporting in Prattsville, Megan Cruz, YNN.